The largest gas pipeline from Russia to Europe, Nord Stream 1, has been permanently shut down after several leaks were discovered in it and a nearby pipeline, Nord Stream 2. The disclosures, according to EU leaders, were intentionally caused. Russia contests responsibility. About 35% of the gas that the European Union's member states purchase from Russia typically comes from the Nord Stream 1 pipeline. From the Russian coast at St. Petersburg to northeastern Germany, the undersea pipeline travels 1,200 kilometers, 745 miles, beneath the Baltic Sea. It started operating in 2011 and has a daily maximum capacity of 170 million cubic meters of gas from Russia to Germany. What are pipelines? How huge are they? We will discover this on this video. Stay tuned with AWZ. A liquid or gas is transported over a long distance by pipeline, usually to a market location where it will be consumed. According to the most recent data from 2014, there are slightly fewer than 2,175,000 miles, 3,500,000 kilometers of pipeline in 120 different nations. With 65% in the United States, 8% in Russia, and 3% in Canada, these three nations accounted for 76% of all pipelines. According to statistics from Pipeline and Gas Journal's global study, 118,623 miles of pipelines are now planned or being built. 29,647 miles of these indicate pipelines that are in various phases of construction, while 88,976 miles represent projects that are still in the planning and design stage. Pipelines are used to carry gases and liquids, and they can be used to transport any chemically stable substance. There are pipelines for the transportation of fuels like oil, natural gas, and biofuels, as well as other fluids, including sewage, slurry, water, beer, hot water, and steam across shorter distances. When water needs to travel over hills, or when canals or channels are unsuitable owing to concerns about evaporation, pollution, or environmental damage, pipelines are a good option. They can also be used to transport water for drinking or irrigation over vast distances. Steel or plastic tubes used to construct oil pipelines are often underground. Pump stations located along the pipelines move the oil through the pipes. Natural gas liquids are formed by pressurizing natural gas and other gaseous fuels, NGLs. Carbon steel is used in the construction of natural gas pipelines. Transporting hydrogen through a pipe is known as hydrogen pipeline transport. Because they are safer than roads or trains for moving supplies, pipelines are frequently the target of military attacks during conflicts. When the first crude oil pipeline was constructed is known for sure. The Oil Transport Association, which built the first pipeline in the 1860s over a 6-mile, 9.7-kilometer stretch of track from an oil field in Pennsylvania to a railroad station in Oil Creek, deserves all the credit for the development of pipeline transportation. The most cost-effective means to move significant amounts of crude oil, refined oil products, or natural gas through land is typically through pipelines. For instance, in 2014, the cost of shipping crude oil by pipeline was about $5 per barrel, but the cost of shipping it by rail was between $10 and $15 per barrel. Due to the additional work needed, transportation has even greater expenses. Employment on finished pipelines accounts for only 1% of that of the trucking business. Varying levels of paraffin wax are found in crude oil, and in colder regions, pipeline wax buildup can happen. Pigging, the process of using equipment known as pigs to undertake different maintenance activities on a pipeline, is frequently used to check and clean these pipelines. These contraptions are also referred to as scrapers or go devils. Smart pigs are used to find anomalies in the pipe, such as dents, metal loss through corrosion, cracking, or other mechanical defects. Smart pigs are also referred to as intelligent or intelligence pigs. These gadgets are launched from pig launcher stations and travel through the pipeline before being received at any other station downstream. They can be used for cleaning wax deposits and other materials that may have accumulated inside the line, or for inspecting and documenting the line's condition. Pipelines for natural gas range in diameter from 2 to 60 inches, 51 to 1,524 millimeters, and are made of carbon steel, depending on the type of pipeline. The gas is odorless unless combined with a mercaptan odorant if required by a governing authority, and is compressed by compressor stations. A system of insulated feed and return pipes is used in district heating or teleheating systems to deliver warm water, pressured hot water, or occasionally steam to the client. While steam is the hottest substance and can be employed in industrial processes because of its higher temperature, its larger heat losses make it less efficient to produce and transport. Wells for heat transmission are typically not employed due to cost and environmental concerns. The district heating network in Norway shows that there is a 10% annual loss of thermal energy due to distribution. With a few exceptions, district heating pipelines are typically constructed underground. To balance out peak load requirements, heat storage could be incorporated within the system. Heat exchangers at heat substations transport heat into the central heating systems of homes without combining the fluids in either system. A pipeline may need to cross minor seas, straits, and rivers in some locations. They frequently lie fully on the seafloor. The term marine pipelines is used to describe these pipes, also submarine or offshore pipelines. Although they are mostly used to transport oil or gas, they are also crucial for moving water. A distinction is drawn between a flow line and a pipeline in offshore projects, in that it connects subsea wellheads, manifolds, and the platform within a specific development field. The former is an intrafield pipeline. The latter is used to transport the resource to shore and is occasionally referred to as an export pipeline. Because of wave and current dynamics, as well as other geohazards, the construction and maintenance of marine pipelines provide logistical issues that are distinct from those encountered on land. Pipelines can often be divided into three groups based on their intended use. Pipeline gathering. A complicated network of smaller, interconnected pipes is formed to transport natural gas or crude oil from a number of close-by wells to a processing or treatment facility. Pipelines in this group typically have tiny diameters and are only a few hundred meters long. Gathering systems also include subsea pipelines used to transport goods from deep water production sites. Pipes for transport. Mostly long, wide pipes that transport goods, oil, gas, and refined products between cities, nations, and even continents. These transportation networks have a number of compressor stations for gas pipelines or pump stations for pipelines carrying oil and several products. Transmission lines. Composed of numerous small-diameter interconnecting pipelines that are used to transport items to their end consumers. Downstream feeder lines for gas distribution to residences and businesses. This group includes pipes at ports that transport goods to tanks and storage facilities. The right range of cathodic protection levels must be checked. Construction, erosion, or leaks must be monitored by foot, land vehicle, boat, or air, and cleaning pigs must be used when anything corrosive is carried in the pipeline. Pipelines can contribute to a nation's economic security, making them a likely target for terrorists or invading enemies. Natural gas needs to be compressed or liquefied in order for vehicle transport to be cost-effective, whereas fossil fuels can be delivered by pipeline, rail, truck, or ship. According to various reports, pipelines cause proportionately less property damage, human fatalities, and oil spills than trucks and rail for the transportation of crude oil via these four modalities. Bamboo was used to construct the first hydrocarbon pipelines, which were found in China in 500 BC. The first oil pipeline in the U.S. is thought to have been constructed in Pennsylvania in 1862. Before that, the most popular methods for moving oil from one place to another were boats and carts. Oil pumps in a field. The majority of pipelines are buried. In the U.S., there are about 2.6 million miles of pipelines that are run by about 3,000 businesses. The world's greatest network of energy pipelines is found in the United States. Oil, natural gas, biofuels, sewage, slurry, water, and even beer are just a few of the diverse elements that are transported by pipelines. Above-ground pipe. Compared to other forms of transportation, pipelines are safer and more economical. They also have a considerably smaller carbon impact than trucks or rails since they use less energy. Pigs are employed to detect corrosion and faults in pipeline walls. These pigs are actually pieces of machinery that sound like pigs when they squeal. These crucial tools help find problems with a pipeline so that it can be changed before a leak occurs. There are pipelines virtually everywhere. This is all for today. Thank you for staying with us. Don't forget to like and subscribe our channel. See you soon.